Hello, everybody. Hello. Hopefully you can hear me. We are live with this new webinar format. Welcome to the Friday Focus. This new webinar format is new to many, so I hope you were able to join easily. And I appreciate, of course, you jumping on last minute. We are finally getting the ball rolling again with the platform we trust with this new Webinar Jams software. And what it does is it links and creates a webinar format within the Google Hangouts platform. So if you have a Google Plus account, or even if you don't, you should be able to access this much easier than the previous Adobe Connect or the GoToMeeting. It's amazing how technology keeps changing, and I'm just always searching for the best platform that meets everybody's needs. What this also does is it enables us to share the screen, have guest speakers like Louise is when she jumps on here shortly. And I know this is in the middle of her end of her busy week, so she'll be on with us shortly. But it gives us the opportunity to share YouTube videos and other information very easily, and it's fun too. So hopefully you all jumped on okay and were able to get connected. What I want to do also is give you just a quick summary of the new format here. What we have is your little meeting room is similar to many of the other webinar softwares. There's a chat box, so I'm going to write, "Welcome everyone to the Friday Focus." Now that's a sticky note. I'm going to enable the chat box. Thanks for joining us today. This will enable you to chat. There's also a Q&A, which I haven't enabled yet because what I've realized is when you have both, sometimes people ask questions in one and the other, and it creates just one more resource to have to juggle. So I hopefully that's simple and easy. I see some familiar faces on. Penny, hi Penny. Marsha, Alfie, Joan, Helen, Marsha, Judith. I don't know if we have two Marshas on or if you just logged on twice. If so, that's okay. I'm going to just see and check in. I'm going to check my email real quick, make sure Luis is okay and doing good. Haven't seen anything yet. But when she gets on, today's topic, we chatted yesterday because we're going to also be doing an Awakening Abundance webinar for really anybody tomorrow. And we want to encourage you to join us tomorrow, but also invite your friends, invite your spouse, your family, your extended family of your in-laws or your business partners or your children or whoever that may be, wanting to create some abundance and get back in the groove and this rhythm that we know we deserve. And it's been a long time coming. In the last, I would say, 5-6 years, there's been this slump and dip, but we've learned from that and we're coming out of that. Not just specific to the biofeedback world or this. Most industries have felt this, including ours. And this is Louise calling everyone. So I'm going to mute myself and I'm going to grab this and I'll be right with you. Oh, yeah, that's okay. I know. I need a haircut. It's showing me, right? It's called biofeedback, right? Inside looking at yourself in the mirror. So, Luis, that sounds good. Let me know. I'll hang out while you get on if you want. I'll just. Nope. I don't see you yet. There you are.
Okay, so now we're live. Now can you hear me on the computer?
Yes, I can.
Okay, so I'm gonna hang up the phone.
Sounds good. Thanks, Luis.
Bye.
All right. We're laughing I was laughing at myself, everyone. If you noticed, I need a haircut, but that's a different story. um, Hi, Luis. How are you?
Hi.
Thanks for joining us on this
Hey, hello.
new,
It's good to be here.
yeah, this new platform we have here. And this is also, we've done some test runs, and this is also the same platform, everybody. If you join my father, Bill Day afternoon calls, we both have transferred over from GoToMeeting to this platform because we've found it in, well, let's say, the midterm, long term to be easier, even though with any new technology, as we all know, there's a learning curve. So thank you all for joining us and being here present. Luis, I want to welcome you on. I know you're super busy with your practice, your groups, your product development, and all these other things that you're involved with, to make time out of your busy day to join us and help kickstart the Friday Focus again. I and we all are very grateful for you. And so, what are we going to be tuning into this afternoon here for the next 45 minutes to an hour?
I wanted to go over, I was thinking about this and I thought, well, what could we talk about that might be pertinent right now for people? And
Mm-hmm.
I thought about how allergies are a big deal. We've got a lot of people with allergies.
Yeah,
And I wanted to do the brain connection to that. So I thought, I need to make sure people really understand that our brain is very much connected in everything we do. And when you get something like brain fog, it truly can be an allergy or a sensitivity. And so I wanted to make sure that we went over that today. And I know when we talked, Jake, you said that people really liked the protocols, that they wanted to see what happens on the machine and actually see what you can do for allergies and maybe the allergy connection to brain there. So I thought I would do that.
that sounds wonderful. And we all learn a little bit, no matter if it's an interview or story sharing. But I wanted to, and I mentioned that yesterday, Luis, that I think we need, people have expressed to me a need and a want to kind of dig back into the, not just button pushing, because we know button pushing, you have to understand why you're navigating that way. And a lot of times that client is the one telling you indirectly and directly where to go. But I think it's really appropriate to get back into the program, this amazing program we're all familiar with, and do a little protocol. And but from your perspective on how you've worked with the brain and allergies is relevant. So that sounds really great. Let me know, Louise, if you need any assistance with sharing your screen. I know we went over that before,
Yeah,
but
let
if
me
you,
find that again.
it's the little green arrow on the left hand side.
Okay.
Wait,
Hmm. Said full screen. Let's see.
oh, yep, you had it there.
I did?
You'll have to minimize the window where you're looking at me or yourself.
Okay. Can you see the screen now? Can you see my screen?
I see. Nope, you're still on the webinar jam screen. If you hit share screen and then hit desktop.
Oh, there isn't a desktop. There's actually just pictures of you. Um,
Okay, what options do you have? Do you have desktop, Google Hangouts?
I have Google Hangouts and full screen. And
Oh,
so if
try full screen.
okay,
There you go.
there it comes up. Okay. So if I minimize this, now can you see my screen that says Indigo?
Perfect.
Okay, perfect. And Jake, do you know who we have on the call today?
Yes, we have a great group. We've got 13 attendees, and this was so last minute because this is kickoff zone again, and I'm just grateful that we have Sue Carlton Smith. Hi, Sue. We have an unknown. We have Penny, Gloria, Marcia, Joan, Helen, Elfie, Judith, and Leona.
Awesome. Hi, everyone. Welcome. I'm so glad you're here today, that we can all visit together and share. And so we're going to get the Indigo up here. I guess I should ask, let's see, is anybody, would anybody want to volunteer for us to work on them today?
You are now entering Indigo.
Louise, I'll go to the chat box and ask, and if
Sure. If not, I can just pick somebody that's already in here, but if somebody wants us to work on them, we can do that too.
you could work on me. I mean, I could always use the help.
You can always use the help? Okay. Let's put you in here. I don't think you're in my computer.
That might be fun too, Louise, so that if you do ask questions, I can be attentive and
Okay.
be your client. And
Okay. So let's do that. What's your birthday again?
11/7/78.
And where were you born?
I was born in Minneapolis, Minnesota.
I can never spell that. Minneapolis. There we go.
Oh well now Gloria and Marcia would like to possibly be the test case.
You know what? I think we're just going to have to go with this.
We'll just go with this. This will also, but Marcia and Gloria, I want to encourage you, please, if you send me an email at jake@whitedoveglobal.com, I will connect with you, whether it's Louise, my dad, or another practitioner in the future to run as a demo. I would greatly appreciate that. So
that would be awesome. Yep, that would be great. The only reason is because I have a 4 o'clock client and I know I'm not going to have a lot of time, so I want to get into this. What's your street address?
My street address is, and I'll edit this part out just so people who watch this won't have my identity to a point.
Okay, well, let's just put your zip code in. Let's do it that way.
Okay, just put my zip code for now. I just had my credit card stolen, or not stolen, but jacked.
Oh, geez. Okay.
I'm on high alert, stress alert about it. So just put 48323.
48323. Okay, we'll do that. All right, so let's get to start. And do you have some allergies, Jake?
You know, I have a subtle. I really don't have any allergies. I'd say I'm a little sensitive to this time of year here with all the pollens that are falling from the trees, and the moisture, the damp air for me is different than what I grew up in. So I would say slight pollens, but other than that, I don't have too many allergies or sensitivities to anything.
Okay, all right. So what we're looking at with the biorhythms is liver. So we just want to look at liver function here.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to let that run for a second. And then we'll get you calibrated. And while we're doing that, while we're calibrating and testing here so we can have a good test on Jake, I guess let me just talk with you all about the difference between an allergy and a sensitivity. An allergy is a reaction. It's a reaction within your immune system. Your immune system becomes overreactive and it reacts to something. And a true allergy would be something like a peanut allergy where someone's throat closes, or a shellfish allergy when someone can't breathe. And so that's a true allergy. Or someone gets bitten by a bee and they really swell up and maybe they even have to be taken to the hospital. That's an allergy. A sensitivity is is more common in a sense, and a sensitivity is when we have and a reaction to maybe a food. It could be a chemical, it could be something on our skin, so it could be something we breathe, but it doesn't necessarily create a reaction right away. In fact, it can even be delayed. So often with food allergies, that food allergy, you could eat wheat on Monday and you won't have the reaction to it till Thursday. So when I became allergic to everything in the world and we had our blood tested and we were looking at all the food allergy things, they were really sensitivities, and so it would be very hard to tell whether you had something that you ate that minute, the very next minute or half hour later you would react to it. That often wasn't the case. So they can be subtle, and yet most of us are familiar with the gluten sensitivity that we have today. And gluten sensitivity is just rampant now, and it's really because of the quality of our food and all the GMOs that we have in a lot of our foods is causing leaky gut. And we'll get rid of these sounds here in a second. So really what we're looking at when we're looking at healing any imbalance in the body is we're looking at healing leaky gut. And leaky gut just means that the small intestine has holes in it in a sense. And it's from that autoimmune or that overreaction in the system, in your whole body, that can create that. And leaky gut can be caused by something physical, mental, emotional, or spiritual. So just like anything, our bodies are whole, and the reason why our computers and our biofeedback programs work so well is because they're working on all those bodies at the same time. So we truly can look at the spiritual and the emotional as well as the physical causes. After we calibrate, we'll go back to demographics, and so we'll turn off the music. Okay. All right, very good. Most of you know this part. I'm not even going to walk you through it. This is where you activate the positive consciousness field, scalar boost active, shield from a remote viewing or interference. And then we can prepare to test. And so, Jake, if I was going to ask you for an intention today, what would you say you want us to focus on?
I want to focus on, well, higher. I don't know if this is relative to the focus of today, but just higher quality sleep. Sleep has been something, Louise, for me that's been far. Let's just say I have a small window to capitalize on it, and it's been hard for me to shut down sometimes and really take advantage of it.
Okay. Are you still having to get up with your son, or is he sleeping through the night?
No, he's sleeping through the night, but getting up, it is nonstop attention, from the AM 6:30 to 7 to early afternoon when Lisa gets back. So that it's not so much that that's draining, it's that I try to cram that full day of work and also then come back to the home base and spend time with the family in the evening. So I'm usually having a second shift after dinner, and that to me is what also I know it keeps me up. So to wind down, I shut off all electronics. I pick up my my favorite magazine, or something and try to unwind. But lately it's been, my head's been continuously spinning because I'm somewhat in that work mode. My shift is like reset, and it's like I'm going to work. So my best optimal experience is when I do really shut down, but then I get up when Lisa gets up around 4:35, and I have a good 2 hours before Case gets up. It's just hard to have that schedule because I have to.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot. Yeah. Yeah, I can see where that would be. That would be difficult. So it's getting enough sleep and then getting good quality sleep. Yeah. Okay. Well, we can work on that. The other way that I would work on that is actually put your healthy sleep in a box and figure out the strings or the situations that are affecting it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I get five strings, and those of you listening on the call, this is called brain soul balancing. And I know that I've taught this several times before, but and I have an ebook on it, so you actually can go to my website and get the ebook. And it's really powerful work that clears the soul brain connection, and so it allows that person to move forward. It like releases the old energy. And so if we ask Jake, the first string here, if we say, so let's actually put, instead of a person, I'm going to put your sort of your scheduled life on the string. Just having to get up early at 4:30, only having 2 hours before Case gets up. That scheduled life, we could say, is a thief on your healthy sleep and energy. And obviously it's stealing your sleep. Let's see what else it's stealing. Stealing your flow. Like your flow of life, like your daily flow.
I wouldn't say it's stealing it. It's already stolen. It's gone. Okay. It's not there anymore.
There. And it steals your clarity.
Yeah.
Your clarity, yeah. Good. Okay, so that's one string. Okay. Another string here is a female. This probably is Lisa.
Mm-hmm.
Our spouse is usually on a string. Tell me just a couple words about Lisa, positive or negative, doesn't matter, just so I get a feel of the energy.
Oh, consistent, organized, but also exhausted.
Okay.
So.
Okay.
And exhaustion isn't the right word, but we're both running on, let's just say, fumes a lot of time because, this is new for us. This new being in our world. So.
Right. Absolutely. Okay. So tired. Let's see. So she's a consistent, organized, tired. She's not a liar, thief, or fraud on you, but she is. And this is the soul tie, so it's not purposeful in any way. But she's stealing your endurance, I think, sometimes. Endurance.
Well, yeah, she's stealing my love, that's for sure.
There you go.
She's robbed me of my love. No, I mean that in a good way.
I know. Good. Okay. All right. So we got a couple other strings, but let's get started here. While one program here is going, we can keep going on that. So we're going to go ahead and get the body viewer up. I usually just do this in the beginning. I just actually load a couple of things right away at the beginning. we want to do the brain. Let's just do the whole brain. Because we're doing allergies, we're going to do allergies. Always do emotions. And I often do pain and stress. And so without even knowing what the numbers are, what happened here, I've already got some things going in the background. And we can come back up here and load iridology. And then I'm going to go ahead and take a look at the Varhope. So volts is adrenals, right? And that's 78, just a little bit low. Amperage is life force. That number will be low if someone's lacking in sleep, and that's 73, so it's a little low, but not bad. Resistance is 76, and Jake, you need to drink more water.
Oh, you could say that again.
That's the lowest one here. That's 46, so that's telling us you're not hydrated enough. Oxidation is 82, and so oxygen getting into the cells, so that's not bad. Most of this is, we got degeneration here, so we need to look at that. And then it says cellular vitality is 6, so that's good. The proton and electron should be, there should be a distance there, so they should be about 10 apart or a little bit, close to that, so that's good. Resonant frequency pattern is a little bit weak. That could be from lack of sleep or nervous energy, so this is nervous energy, so that's indicative of exactly what Jake just shared with us. Those numbers look pretty good. Phase angle 8+ is ideal, and it's a 9. The phase response might be a little bit weak. Again, I think that's related to sleep. And 1790 is pretty normal. Then the first thing that I look at is this first 5 on here, 5 or 6. What are they? This is shepherd's purse. It's an herb that helps the kidney. Pancreas, stomach, so digestion. Halogens you might be exposed to. Are you exposed to chlorine, or do you use fluoride in your toothpaste?
No, we have the Tom's natural fluoride-free toothpaste we've used for years, but we do have the water. We have direct well, and then we have a home filtration system, but we do need to change those filters. So, but I don't think fluoride's in the natural well. I do, though. We were just, in a subconscious way, every time we go to our little pediatrician, they're trying to give fluoride to Case, and it's been in our discussion recently.
Okay.
So it's not maybe, a physical component, but it's definitely on our brain about, why they're trying to give fluoride in a capsule form to our son, which we've declined, and she's great, our pediatrician. But so other than that, no, I haven't been using fluoride.
Okay. And then this is for pancreas, so this is enzymes and circulation and power. So those are the first things there. The other place that we look right away is the Nelson report. And you want to click that 3 or 4 times, because every time I click it, notice that there's more things that are coming up here. So it's telling us to look at the adrenals, the lung, the stomach, the parietal lobe of the brain, the bone marrow, the medulla oblongata, the bowel, the dental, the parathyroid. And it actually tells us here, heart, small intestine, meridian, so concerned with digestion. And I usually say that we're going to see that just in about everybody, because we either digest life or it digests us. So it's physical and mental, emotional. And then I like to copy those organs. So I highlight those and I hit Control-C, and I go to the body viewer, and I put those right in there. So that's running. And then I also look here at the rest of what Dr. Nelson says here. The superconscious has started dealing with healing. We got oxidation reduction enzymes. Oh, can I actually get that to stop? I can't I? Yeah, okay. And then we can look at the affirmations. My thoughts are pure. I can control my thoughts with love and respect. So it's about just And then I listen to nature's communications. I restore my body to perfect balance. I recover from all injuries. Um, Injuries. You haven't had any recent injuries, have you, Jake?
Not recent, but I do have some long-term low thoracic or cervical neck injuries from football, ankle, and that are just daily lingering from the, let's just say, from the gladiator phase of my life. And
Okay.
so they're part of me on a daily basis. I don't know how else to explain it.
Okay. Well, do you actually have neck pain?
I do.
You do. Okay, so I actually want to do something about that. So I'm just putting in, I'm easily release the pain, I am free, so I'm adding to those affirmations there. I can't leave a purple box alone. I think I've said this before. It feels to me like anytime I can put, and this is just confidence, this is allowing changes. And so based on what Jake said earlier, I'm just going to put in, I allow healthy and consistent sleep. I am free and balanced. And so that's all going to play in the background. Now notice that all of these on this panel, the frontal lobe, the parietal lobe, the temporal lobe, the occipital lobe, all those bars are all over here to the left. If I just do enhanced learning for 1 minute, I've already set up the body to change the brain. So you will watch those all move in a minute. And so it's already beginning to realign those neurotransmitters to allow for this intention and for us to release, you know, allergies or sensitivities, whatever's coming up today, to help Jake. So that's just a trick that I've learned, and now I'm in the habit of doing it. So play with that, everyone, because I think you'll find good results when you start that way. Now, while that's working, I like to, you know, use my time wisely. So then I bring up the irid, and I'm just intuitively just adding things here. We noticed that digestion was a problem. We need some help for endocrine because we want to build those adrenals. Okay. It's going to keep talking to me. All right, so did you see how those moved? So all of those moved. So they are already, again, we're already working on the brain. And then again, because I don't like to leave things, I like to try to do 2 things at once all the time. I'm going to go to neurotransmitters. And I know if I do a 5-minute zap on those at the very beginning, I'm also making a lot of change. I'll either do the neurotransmitters or the emotions. And again, what I do is I say, okay, I'm going to let that go. Usually I'm, you know, talking with the client and keep adding this, and it says to look at lymph. And how, Jake, how often do you get exercise now?
Well, I've committed to getting back in the groove, but no, that's been the major, over the course of the last year, Louise, the biggest, I'd say, neglect on my body, and physical and emotional and everything in between. Excuse me.
Bless you.
Look, you just bring up exercise and I sneeze. That's...
Yeah, I know. We have an allergy to exercise. It's going to be a strain.
Oh, no. That's okay. Well, that explains it. But no, I've definitely neglected that physical, which is such a major part of my life. I look forward to getting back in the groove. It's been a very brutal winter up here, and I'm not, even in Colorado, I was used to winters still being sunny. So I'd say lack of sun as well as being a new dad. I mean, just a matter of time that I put myself sometimes last.
Right, right. Okay. And so now that is it nice? Is it getting nicer out there now?
It is. It is.
So now's a good time to get out there and start taking a, well, even just take a walk.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just take a walk. Yeah. Okay, so we have three other strings here. Let's figure out what those are. Situation, recent situation, old situation. Um, More than a year ago, 5 months ago. I'm getting something 5 months ago, a situation. Let's see what it had to deal with. I got the word burdened, and so this could just be the same thing that we've been talking about, just being a new dad, but there could have been something that happened 5 months ago that where you felt burdened.
What was that? That was what, the beginning of the year?
Let's see.
That was must have been January.
Yeah,
Well,
probably January. Yep.
there's definitely something that's finally broke free, and that's been really finding the balance and the burden of carrying forth a new company, my new company, which I'm so passionate about, yet also, and I hope this doesn't sound the wrong way, but the burden of balancing family and business. So definitely around that time was difficult, not knowing if we were going to have a new product line, not knowing exactly if this was the right decision to make. So that breaking free from that over the course of the last 5 months has been huge. But it was at a highlight around that first of the year for sure.
Okay. Okay. So that's the situation. So the situation was burdened, new company. I got the word unsupported, probably by yourself, like a little confused, maybe not knowing what to do.
Well, you hit the nail on the head. It was being in a position where I didn't have a lot of capital to start this. We talked about this a lot, Louise, the entrepreneur wearing all the hats, so to speak, that burden and pressure of making sure the company structure was set up right, and then starting to put things into place from newsletters to follow-up emails to calls to then making sure I'm there to sit down with my family for dinner, which is a priority and why I do all this. That's been definitely the burden that I've been carrying for sure. There's no really other burdens in my life because I don't consider the family a burden as much as it's been managing the day-to-day activities, not having really the resource and human resources to fulfill all the needs, which I felt I was putting that burden on myself, really. Yeah, like you said, to
Yeah.
make sure. But it's also taught me to slow down and to just take care of people one person at a time, and that's been a blessing actually in disguise. So.
It sounds like there was a lot of learning that took place there for you. It was really good, but like you said, really hard. Those times are hard, So especially when we're torn like that and we're trying to make a decision, and you're making, having to make more decisions than you ever had in your life, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
So that situation was definitely a thief on your healthy sleep, and so it stole. Let's see. Your peace, your freedom, your balance, and your pleasure, and your healthy sleep. And what I'm doing with you, Jake, is actually what I do before I go to bed every night. Like I clear my field, or I can't sleep. I mean, there's other ways to do it. This is just one way, but I just want to say that for everyone out there that what we want to do is you want to keep your energy field. Actually, you know what? Let me get the disease dictionary down. You want to keep your energy field clear, and if you're going to bed and you got all these things that you're thinking about, you may not be able to sleep. So it's important to have a clear energy field before you go to sleep. And sometimes I do this. I'll put an affirmation in there. Sometimes I'll put numbers in there. The actual numbers that came up on the panel for the neurotransmitters, I'm just copying here. I wrote them down. So we're just going to put a few of those in there. That's for balance. That's for balance. That's for confidence. You can do that, or you can do unconscious choice here. Again, we can also put an allergy thing in here, but we're focusing on intentions of sleep and allergies, so kind of both. And so I'm just going to let that play in the background. I usually do begin with balancing the vagus nerve. So I come here and do sympathetic and parasympathetic and vagus nerve. I would do it all three. In essence of time, we're just going to do that one, and then we're going to go to the allergy panel. And Jake, are you starting to feel a little bit lighter?
I am, yeah. And if you notice, the sun came out right when you said that. Like, here, can I?
That's funny.
My light, it filled my office.
Really?
So, but I know that's not what you were referring to. Yes, I am feeling lighter, and yeah, you've helped, well. And again, I may not be the best example in terms of specific sensitivity or allergies and allergens, because I can really cope well in this world. I'm not allergic or sensitive to much, but so I hope I'm not distracting or detracting from what we're trying to focus on.
No, not at all. This is, because when I think, and you guys know that this program works, again, physical, mental, emotional, spiritual. So we can go to risk profile and look at those first 5 or 6 here and load them in there. And again, I wanted digestion to be at the end here so that it would end up in the box. And I'll show you what I mean by that, because digestion was the main issue that was expressed earlier. And so we're going to train those areas, and then we're going to keep going here and look at the rest of what's affecting digestion. Again, digestion is physical, mental, and emotional, and so this is stress probably most likely for Jake. What I find with all my clients is I usually see that anyone over the age of 50 probably needs digestive enzymes, and so younger people may not necessarily need those. They still have a healthy digestive system, or they may, or this can truly be just imbalances from stress, which we know stress causes all disease, but imbalances from what's going on in your life right now. Taking a quick look at minerals, I knew that some of these would be out of balance, particularly magnesium, which you're going to see all the time in allergies or just about everybody. They say we're lower in magnesium than any other mineral. And so Dr. Shealy taught us that magnesium is actually absorbed better through the skin than if you take it internally. And notice that even as I'm clicking on it here, and this is for adrenal and oxygen energy, it took 3 times to rectify at 114. Many times I would do the rest of those there. I'm going to take a quick look at amino acids, and those are not bad. Reverse energy, maybe gamma ray, but not even bad up here, which is really good. So I usually see that the ELFs, the EE, this is extremely low frequencies, and X-ray, gamma ray, alpha ray, telephone, mobile radiation, and radiation does affect us, and it can affect our energy level. And so I do usually check the reverse energy panel. We go to virtual doctor here. And it says, look for hidden motivations, explore the unsaids for the clue to the cure, to look at allergies, exercise, mental factors, and because of the low hydration, it's recommending minerals. And we see you might have actually a parasite might be affecting your digestion. Okay, so let's do this. Let's finish those other two strings. So this is male, this is female, this is situation. Okay, on one of these strings, Jake, I actually get that it's somebody you don't know. It's an ancestor. Male, female. Great. It's like great grandma.
Okay.
Mom's side, dad's side, on dad's side. We're going to find out what great grandma represents. You know what I got? I got powerless. And so I wonder, I think I'll do this first, then I'll do allergies. If grandma's, so what I'm finding lately is that we're having to clear the ancestral field. It's like patterns are coming up in people, or energies are coming up that are not theirs. I mean, it's resonating with them. It means it's happening to us. It's in our energy field, but it's old stuff. And it truly is literally coming up to clear, because right now we're moving into a new spiritual plane, and we have to release the old. So I'm going to do the emotional chart here. Most of you know how to do that. And just balance. And so we all want to tell you that we understand you. Because misunderstood is here, and we want you to feel understood.
Thank you.
Isn't that awesome?
I feel even better just you saying that.
Yeah, I knew I had to say that. Okay. So let's clear that old energy of grandma, because that's what's holding you back. Okay? And so that's a thief. Stealing your... Wow, I'm glad we're doing this. Your success. Awesome, 103%. You get an A+.
All right.
All right. Okay. Meditate on love for a second here. We're going to bring your love higher than frustration. Excellent. You're going to have to clear that misunderstood. And great grandma also stole your power. So you're going to get your power back, your flow, your confidence, and your success. Now, when I first started feeling like there was stuff in people's field, I thought I was in a Star Wars movie and all these meteorites were attaching to people. It felt like I was like these energies were attaching to people. And then I realized that that's not true. That's what's happening that's pulling us away from ourselves right now, is it's old patterns coming up to clear. So it truly is all this old stuff that we have to kind of get out of here. And so the emotions are super connected to the brain. And you guys know that the hormone for pain and emotion control, the I can never say that, enkephalin, secretin, aspartate, the leucine, all of those are also neurotransmitters. And so the more you can work on the brain and balance that in addition to the hormones, the better someone's going to feel if they do have sensitivities or allergies. You can have an allergy not just, like I said, to a food, to a chemical, to something in the air, something in the water, but you actually can have sensitivities to other people in situations. And so this is one way, the soul tie boxes, of clearing your energy field. Another way, and I'll just give you an example from this morning, like came in this morning and there was a call from kind of a really upset mom, and I work on, actually it was the grandma. The grandma called me and the little boy was having a fit and he was throwing things all over his bedroom and he didn't want to go to school. And so she was calling me in kind of a panic. And she had me listen to him. He was kind of screaming on the phone, and he did have an entity or an energy that was not him. And I started doing the soul tie boxes. I put them on the machine. And what finally worked was I said, in Jesus' name, get out now, and Rockma, R-O-C-K-M-A, Rockma, and that's the Hannah Kroger thing, and it cleared. Like, he completely stopped crying. And I'm telling you that example because you can have an energy in your field that's not you. And so we're just going to clear all that out right now. Yay, that's what I wanted. Good job. Okay. Now I know that some of you on the call, even me just saying that, I bet cleared you. 100%. You got a great brain.
Yes.
Yes.
Success.
Success.
My brain is working.
This is awesome.
Yeah, and Louise, I do need to work when I come visit down there someday soon. I need to come in and get some brain work done because I also have, you know, I've had not a large number of concussions, but I've definitely had more than I'd say the average from.
You have had concussions, really?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
So we do want to clear that. So, you know, when I learn that kind of stuff, I go here and I look for the one that has the skull. That's the newborn. I don't know if I'm going to find it in here.
That's okay, Louise. You don't have to find it now.
But anyway, that's what I would do. So I'm just showing everybody where I would go because I would want to clear that stuff. Let me get to the allergy thing. Okay. I am going to assume that most of you know how to use this, but we'll go through it. And so you can have when you have a sensitivity, especially like to gluten, gluten can cause so many things in the body. Okay, not only will you feel bloated, but I'll have people have bloated, constipation, allergies, congestion, foggy brain, and the addiction to gluten can almost be like an opiate. It can be like an opiate in the brain, meaning it's like an addiction. Like people who are sensitive or really allergic to gluten crave it. So you'll often crave it. So we crave what we're allergic to. And so if we look at the top here, and we see the highest sensitivity for Jake is pollen. The second one might be inhalant, and then the third one is food. And those are not super high numbers. I've seen them a lot higher than that, but that's just giving us an idea. And then when we organize them by value, it's showing us what the top ones are, and wheat is on there. And again, I'm seeing that a lot. And I don't think it's like a true allergy. It's more a sensitivity. But it's because of the quality of our wheat here, too. It's not like it is in Europe. It's how we process the wheat here, even if it's organic. It sits in great big bins oftentimes. And so it gets the mycotoxins and the molds in it. So it isn't super pure. It's not like making fresh bread like great-great-grandma did. And so a lot of us have sensitivities to that. And the way that you would work on that is do this view. And so you're going to click on these and put them in there. And so we loaded them all in there, and then you go to hyperreactant therapy, and you have to say load allergen report items for all of those to be in there. And then I usually ask the client, you know, what symptoms do they have? So Jake, what symptoms do you have when you have an allergy reaction to something?
Oh, I'd say, gosh, I mean, most acute would be a, you know, sneeze, runny nose, and let's say congestion of, you know, my respiratory system. So I mean,
Okay.
that'd be the most probably acute. Two, what was my number one concern was the pollens in this area, you know, the environment here.
Okay. And I'm going to put fatigue in here because I want it to work on that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not actually really picky about putting body areas affected. I end up putting both the same things here, and it works just fine. You know, but we actually could, even though it said pollen earlier, we can actually load pollen in here. If you knew the specific pollen, you certainly could do it. Do you know the specific pollen by any chance?
No, I don't.
That's okay. And then normally I would do this for 3 or 4 minutes. We're just going to do it for 2.
By asking you to relax your breathing, relax the muscles, reduce all the stress and tension in your body. As you're relaxing, we're going to be maneuvering you through some mental images about the first time you felt the allergen. What emotional stress was present when that happened? How fear, stress, anxiety, and pain might have caused the allergy. We're going to ask you to release that stress. Release the pain. Imagine the first time you felt the allergen.
And you know why it actually states that, and why Dr. Nelson has that in there, or you know why we have that language in there. You remember the first time you felt the allergen, is because in Dr. Hamer's work he talks about how an allergy really is that Hamer herd in the brain.
Stress was present.
So it's the reaction at the first time it happened. So that's why I do the soul tie boxes or the emotional release work too, because we want to release the actual initial onslaught, the beginning of when that occurred. And when you do that, you can clear so much for people. And they may or may not ever have that allergy again, or it won't be as bad. And there's one more string here we want to release on your healthy sleep, Jake. It's a situation.
Release the stress and pain, and forgive the stressor cause of that pain.
And I'm getting age 13. Let's see.
Focus the mind on the area of the allergy.
And so this last string I get is something at age 13. And I think you felt unprotected. It might have been when you were playing football.
Possibly. I mean, that's when I started that
Is
year.
that when you
But also,
started?
that was the year also. I think that's when for those, and I won't go into super personal like stuff, but Patricia, my stepmom, had five kids. We had four. That was the year my dad and Patricia brought to teenage. There was the Brady Bunch came together,
Okay.
and so it in a way it wasn't so much, I would say, unprotected as it was I was already that middle child in a big family. So then bringing two being it was a form of, I guess it was like an unprotected in a way. So I felt I had to protect myself. And
That has developed this allergy.
Okay, that makes sense.
so anyway,
Okay,
I don't know. I mean, other
that's
than
a
that,
huge, that's huge family. That's a lot of kids.
yeah, so there's nine.
Wow, 9 kids. Um, so that situation of feeling unprotected. Let's see if there's another word I need to name there.
Excellent.
Okay, that was good. I got the word helpless. I mean, you're in the middle. Might have felt helpless and unsupported. And for everybody out there, and for you too, Jake, that doesn't mean your parents were unsupportive. It means you felt that at 13. It's a feeling that we take internally.
Right.
And so we're clearing that energy so that you can move forward. So I know when I say those words, it helps someone release that, because that's still your trust and your
Hey everybody, I think we lost Louise here. I don't see her on anymore. I She'll probably jump back on, and if not, it's at the top of the hour, and you learned. I hope you had a few gems in there. We'll wait till she jumps back, but if you have any questions too, you may want to just throw them in. There she is.
good now. And then I'm not going to do this, but you guys all know how to do this. You start meridian therapy.
And
then,
Louise, hi Louise, you got bumped off, and so we lost your screen. If you want to share your full screen again, that'd be great.
Okay. Let's see. Come up. No. Screen share. If I go like this and like this. Okay, can you see it now?
Yep, perfect.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so normally I mean, I'm not going to do this in, again, in essence of time, but for allergies, this is a good one to do. The Meridian panel here is Start Meridian program, and go through that. Occasionally, you can also do this. You can go through and look at the acupuncture. These are really powerful, actually. So you can even do a super conscious search for the point. Okay, and this is the lung meridian, but it also goes up and down the arm, and it could very much, it says, related to posterior neck. So this would be a powerful point, related to the neck. So you want to do that because neck was an issue for you. The other place that I would go for the neck, obviously, is here. Okay, so I'll tell you guys a story. So when I first had this machine, when I was first hooked up, I was up in Hannah Kroger's retreat center with my friend Gwen, and she was from Houston, I was from Albuquerque, and she hooked me up to this program, the SKIO at the time, and she left. She went to go talk to her her fiance at the time. And so Janice and I were sitting there, and this is the panel she left us on. And I didn't know how to do anything else except this. And I remember correcting my spine over and over and over again. It was amazing because the next day I hiked like I've never hiked in my life. So it obviously did something. And of course, we all have our stories about how we were first introduced and then how we bought the program. And so that's how I ended up buying this. It was cool.
No, thanks for sharing that, Louise.
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, I did the long way, and I didn't want to do that, but that's okay. This is good.
And Louise, if you do need to run, I know if you have a client coming in, you just let us know. And
yeah, I want to finish this, and then I'll kind of wrap it up. I guess what I should do while this is working though is ask if anyone has questions, because we should do that.
you should be able. Can you go to the? Well, I'll read them to you just to keep you focused on the page there.
Okay.
Gloria asked earlier, so when you worked on neurotransmitters, what did you hit to do a 5-minute auto zap?
I did. It was the 5-minute auto zap.
And was it the auto zap from Filter?
It was. It was the auto zap from Filter.
Thank you.
Excellent.
And Penny recommends drink yarrow tea, and you'll sleep like a rock. Thank you, Penny.
Awesome.
Yeah. I will go drink a gallon of that tonight.
Yeah. You need water.
I do.
I keep wanting to give you water. So because of that, let's do this. Often I would do this, do this stuff first, like find some minerals and give you minerals right away. Mm-hmm. Or do it this way. Do the info view, remove, info view, empty info to start new, say yes, and then build some things in here. You have a virus infection.
Oh, that's good to know.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not surprised. I mean,
have you been more tired? Have you been more tired lately?
Yeah, I have, but I don't know if it's a combination of, well, poor sleep. I guess everything is blended together. It affects each other, but I do need to do a good cleanse. I'm due for a good, cleanse, as well as I need some support here. So I may have to call you, Louise, later next week, and get some good recommendations on some products. I want to try some new things.
Okay, we can do that. So then you can load that report. How come it didn't load it? That's not what I wanted. Okay, that's all right. So it's going to work on that right now. Yeah, you do need some things here. All right, then I usually do end up, and I guess I do this because when I'm with a client, I want to show them this, and so I end with the body scan. If I'm doing a subspace, sometimes I begin with the body scan to just open up the whole body. But again, I open up the body by doing the brain stuff, and so everyone's going to do it a little bit differently. But certainly, this is one way to do this, and I actually do feel this is super important because it clears the energy field. Because really what's happening is if we're just working on the physical body, like you just take products, that's wonderful, or you're eating healthy, but all of you know, we have to work on the mental, emotional, the spiritual, and then I think what many of us are missing is the energy field, and so this is one way to do the field. Soul tie boxes is another way to clear the energy field. Reiki may be a way to clear the energy field, because stuff starts in the field. It really starts in the energy field. So that is what you want to do. Look at all the purple you have there, Jake. That's cool. That's intuition. That's awesome. Are there any other questions?
Let's see. Marcia, no other questions, but Marcia says, Louise, I love you. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome, Marcia. Thank you for being on the call. I do want to invite you all because I'm going to do an awesome webinar tomorrow on awakening abundance. And I'm really excited about this. So I usually do let me actually get it up here in a second. Can I go on top of this? Maybe. Yeah, I can. Here we go. So it's a free webinar. It's tomorrow at noon Mountain Time. So that's May 17th. And actually, Jake, do you have this? You have this. So you can send them the invite. You could send everybody the invite.
Absolutely. And what I'm going to do here is in the chat box, I'm going to make it really easy. In the chat box, I'm going to post at the top of the chat box the actual link, and
Perfect.
you should all be able to go to that link. It's at the top of the chat. It says admin notice, and you literally just register for it. It's a free webinar. It's in the same platform, and I am excited for it because the timing is so divine, Louise, for I think
Good.
all of us. Awakening abundance, because I mean, it's in abundance means a lot of different things to different people, but I think you're gonna. I'm just excited to learn some of the secrets and the tips you have in the material that I had a sneak peek at.
Yes, so I'm going to give you guys some secrets about how to create abundance, whether that's, health and healthy, you want more health or better health, you want improved relationships, maybe you want financial abundance, whatever that abundance is for you. And I'm excited because I put a whole new tray of abundance frequencies in my other computer, so I think this is really going to rock this year. In the past, people sold homes, people got boyfriends, three women got new jobs, somebody got a check for $19,000, somebody got $3,000, somebody got $700. So we had a lot of really amazing success with these frequencies and with the group. And so I'm going to have you all experience a frequency session on the call tomorrow, so on the webinar tomorrow. So we're going to do that. So it's going to be amazing. So yes, if you can be there, great.
And also, Louise, we wanted to encourage everybody. This is a more universal webinar for all, for your family members, for your friends, for your clients, to invite on. And in today's call, the focus is specific for our niche that we're all familiar with, but the Awakening Abundance webinar is open to all. So
yes. Absolutely. So again, I want to thank you, Jake, for hosting this, and thank all of you for being here today. I really love working with everybody. So I mean, if you have questions in the future, just email me. But I'm looking forward to working with some of you tomorrow on the call and also in the future. And again, thanks for keeping these Friday Focus calls alive, Jake. We really appreciate you. Well,
thank you, Louise, and thanks for being kind of an anchor lately of helping get the ball rolling again. And next week we have, I'm going to be updating the website, whitedoveglobal.com, with the upcoming focus call presenters. And we have my dad lined up, Ginger Bowler. We have the boys at Seriously Smart, who are going to do some tech support things. So we're going to have some variety again, and it's going to be every other Friday at this time, 3 o'clock Mountain, because in the mornings I'm not available to host these like I used to in the morning. But no, Louise, thank you so much, and
thank you, Jay.
I will sign off and say goodbye. But we hope to see you all on tomorrow, and thank you for thanks for running a session on me and helping me look into the mirror and see how much work I need to do on myself.
We cleared a lot of it. You're pretty good, and I think you'll do fine. But drink some more water. Start there.
Yeah, great.
Eat some yogurt. That would help. Just the good probiotics.
Excellent, everyone. Have a wonderful weekend. Blessings to you all. Louise, we'll touch base. I'll be on tomorrow. We'll connect.
Okay, great. Thanks, Jake. Thanks,
all
everyone.
Right. Okay. Stay happy, stay focused, everyone. Bye-bye.